back. This is Football 101. I am your host, The Beetle. And this is show number 21. Show number 21. And it's called, What's Wrong with the Redskins? Oh my gosh. What's wrong with the Redskins? That's right. I told you we're going to have special shows on super losers. And one of the super losers are the Redskins. So I'm going to dive into what the heck is wrong with the Redskins. I've dogged them out before, but let's slow down. Let's look at the tape and see what's wrong with the Redskins. Disaster. So much hype. That's right. This entire podcast show number 21, is all about the Washington Redskins, the NFC East. Disaster. Yeah, this is the Beetle. I'm calling him out. And it's about time. Week number 4. Like I said, it's time to put up or shut up. And it's time to change a lot of things that are happening. So, yes, it's time. I've been polite enough. And the Washington Redskins are one of those teams. Look, before I get to that, I want to thank our sponsors, Podbean for really hosting us over the months. Helping us get out there to different platforms. Thank you, Podbean. Thank you, Spotify. Thank you, iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Thank you, Google Podcasts, Google Music Podcasts. And thank you, YouTube. And again, as well as, if you want to email me at ejb88@92@gmail. And I'm waiting for more responses. We got some responses early, but I'm waiting for more responses. Come on. Are you polite? Too polite? You don't have to be polite with me. I'm just calling it like it is. This is the NFL. We're in the first quarter of the season. Come on, give it to me. Just send me a nice email. We got over 261 subscribers. So I know you have an opinion out there. Don't be scared. It's okay. I can handle it. The Beetle could handle it. I was going one-on-one way back in the day. I'm not going to digress. Okay. This show is about what's wrong with the Redskins. Wow. Did you see the disaster this past week against the Giants? And guess who's coming in this week? The Patriots. Oh, Lord. The Patriots are coming in this week, week number 5. But for week number 4, again, you never know what happens week to week. But for week number 4, the Redskins looked really, really bad. And don't forget that just a week ago, Jay Gruden said he's sticking with Case Keenum. And guess what happened in this game against the Giants? He pulled Case Keenum. Case Keenum got hurt or whatever. I don't know what was the deal. But before you know it, backup quarterback. Dwayne Haskins was in there. Case Keenum already threw, 2 interceptions, something like that? Was looking bad. Again, let's just, Case Keenum has always been a backup. But unfortunately, Alex Smith got this tragic injury last year, and is on the mend to recuperate. And that's a tough situation. So Case Keenum was a backup in Minnesota, got this great deal with the Redskins to start. Guess what? Case Keenum, he's really a backup. Jay Gruden expected too much out of Case Keenum. That's the problem number 1. expecting too much out of Case Keenum. Problem number 2, drafting Dwayne Haskins. Yes, I said it. Drafting Dwayne Haskins. Problem number 2. And Dwayne Haskins, hey, I'm all for the Ohio State. And yes, he's from that area. But Dwayne Haskins is very, very green. Again, protected. He doesn't have that, right now, that chip on his shoulder. He has the Ohio State aura. But he doesn't have the NFL chip on his shoulder. And he needs time. He has great attributes. He has great skills. Don't get me wrong. Haskins got the skills. Haskins got the skills. The brother got the skills. 6'3", 231. Great throwing motion. Great pocket presence. But he can't see the field. He can't make the checkdowns. He's not experienced. He looks so green, it's ridiculous. So, I don't. He wanted to start. Guess what? Here's the real NFL, bruh. It's not college. It's not Ohio State. This is the NFL. They take no prisoners, and they don't care if you're from Maryland. They don't care if you're from Ohio State. You're going down. And again, in the Washington, D.C. area, I used to live there. They hype up players so much. You're so insulated. And then when you get into the NFL and the NFC East is tough. So, again, that's number 2. Problem number 2 with the Redskins, they drafted Haskins. Tried untrue. Problem number 3, their offense. Problem number 3, oh gosh, I'm staying on the offense. Look at their offense. Let me just run down the offense. Okay, the quarterback, wide receivers, starting wide receivers. Oh my gosh, Josh Dobson. He doesn't scare anybody. Starting wide receiver, Paul Richardson. He doesn't scare anybody. Tight ends, Vernon Davis. 13 years in the NFL. Please. His days have been way over. Jordan Reed. 7th year. Unfortunately, he's always had injury problems. So those are the tight ends and wide receivers. Offensive linemen. They're pathetic. No, I'm not going to say pathetic. They are a work in progress. I'm not going to say pathetic. They're a work in progress. They just don't look solidified. And I'm not going to talk about the linemen, because I'm not an expert on the wide linemen. But they are struggling. So I'm going to leave the offensive linemen alone. I'm going to leave the offensive linemen alone on the Redskins. Running backs. Adrian Peterson. Oh my gosh. Yes, he still has the spark, but Adrian, your days are over. You don't intimidate folks anymore. I'm sorry to say. Adrian Peterson was my boy when he was Minnesota. Yet, it's not those days anymore. So Adrian Peterson, he's a non-factor. And that's the reason why they play, I noticed that they play Chris Thompson and another running back for speed. And Adrian Peterson in that game, he couldn't get the first down. Yeah, Adrian Peterson. Give me the ball. Put me in the eye. Guess what, AP? Can't do it anymore. So the offense is pathetic. Yes, I said the offense is pathetic on the Redskins. Defense, Their defensive lineman, I can say something about defensive lineman. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Matt. I'm not even going to pronounce his last name. And then the linebackers, Mason Foster, Reuben Foster, Montez Sweat, and Ryan Kerrigan. Below average. And the defensive backs, Landon Collins. He came from New York. Should play better. He's not. DeSajar Everett can play better. He's not. Fabian Morone could play better. Not. And Josh Norman, so-called All-Pro, not playing well at all. So just look at offensive, defensively, they're not talented across the board, offensively and defensively. So what is that? That's number 3 strike against them. They're not a high-quality team. Just by the personnel. That's what I'm getting to. Just by the personnel. Not good quality team. And then I go to coaching. Jay Gruden, head coach, 6th year, not calling a good game. Jay Gruden. Now let me just say a little bit more about Jay Gruden. He is, I give him that much. He's put under the hot seat all the time. But when you go to D.C., you know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to get, Jay Gruden. And you haven't proven it thus far. 6 years. Disaster. Every year is something. They start out with such great hopes in Redskin land, in FedEx Stadium, FedEx Park. They have so much money, so much hype, so much great following. But with Jay Gruden, that head coach, has no idea about how to play, use his personnel. And he's just perplexed. It's offensive play calling, because he doesn't have the skilled athletes, they're just not going to get it done. The defense is bad. Offensive play calling, bad. Oh, let me just look at the coaching staff. Senior offensive assistant, Matt Cavanaugh. Offensive coordinator is Kevin O'Connell. Not good. Tim Rafferty, quarterback's coach. Bill Callahan, offensive line. Callahan's good. Assistant line, Phil Rosher. Receivers, Ike Hilliard. I remember Ike. He wasn't a wide receiver. He was a running back. Randy Gordon, running backs coach. Brian Achillo, tight ends. Chris O'Hara, offensive quality control. What the heck is that? Okay. I'm just going down the coaching staff. It's perplexing, folks. These are the reasons why. What's wrong with the Redskins? Look at their coaching staff. Let me say, secondary coach, Ray Horton. I remember you, bruh. Ray Horton, ex-Cincinnati Bengals, back in the day. You were good, but you got toasted a lot of times. So Ray Horton is secondary coach. I remember you, bruh. So I'm calling him out. Just looking at the coaching staff, there's a lot of head coaches. There's a lot of coaches. Head SAC. Oh my gosh. It's just perplexing when you look at the coaching staff. Again, I don't know about the quality, but that's a lot of coaches. A lot of people are getting paid. What's the end result? 0 wins. They look bad. That's a lot of coaches. And of course, that's number 4. Was that 4 or 5? And what's wrong with the Redskins? A return to the owner and president, owner Daniel Snyder, president Bruce Allen. You can't fire the owner, obviously. Daniel Snyder, man, people just put up with Daniel Snyder in the DC area. You know he's going to do something again and again. Believe me, most of the folks really wish there was a new owner. But he has so much money. And he makes, like I said in the previous show, he makes money when they lose. Can you believe he makes money when they lose? So, problem number 5, what's wrong? And essentially the main problem forever and ever with the Redskins now. And I said it years ago on Football 101. Even when I went to the training camp back in the day. Went to the Washington Redskins training camp back in the day. And I don't mean back in the day. When my family was with little kids and everything. It's just how many? 12 years ago, something like that. Wow, it's been that fast. But yes, bad then, bad now. Just not bad, trash. Sad and trash. So you can't do anything about the owner. Bruce Allen not going to be moved out either. Yeah, come on. They're 1-2. But that is the bottom line for the Redskins. It's ownership. It's the culture there. It's not going to change, folks. Jay Gruden will be gone before the end of the season because Daniel Snyder has to do something. So Jay Gruden, your days are numbered. Your play calling is horrible. Your drafting is horrible. Your personnel, your free agents and all of that is horrible. It's just super bad. I said super bad, super trash in Washington. So it comes down to it's time for a major change in the Redskin nation land. Because the Redskins go global. They're global. And I hope some of the Redskins just come up and confess that just need to change, just clean the slate. Clean it. Jay Gruden and everyone. Adios. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service in the nation's capital. But adios. They need a new fresh coach. A new fresh coach. Complete coaching staff. Fresh. Everything fresh. New. Brand new. Young. Don't bring in the older guys or old traditional. You need something completely new because the Washington, D.C. area is traditionally old. And I can say this because I'm older. Need something really fresh. Really fresh and younger. So that's what I'm hope will happen for the Redskins. But yes, I'm losing my voice again. I apologize. But it gets to me. These shows get to me. Show number 21. What's wrong with the Redskins? It's ownership. And it's coaching. Ownership and coaching and poor personnel. Week number 4. It's not getting any better. You can hear the magazine. Here's what's going to happen. Like I said, disaster. New England's coming in. Following that, they go to Miami. Will they get that win at Miami if Haskins is starting? No, they won't. I'm predicting that. If Haskins is starting, against the Miami Dolphins in another week, 2 weeks. They're going to lose that one too. Then they have San Francisco, loss. Then they go to Minnesota, loss. Then they go to Buffalo, loss. So they will be, like I said, 0-9 by the bye. It's scary. It's ugly. It's disaster. What's wrong with the Redskins? Everything. It comes down to everything. Okay, I hyped it up, but it does come down to everything. What's wrong with the Redskins? That is it. Please send me a comment at ejb8892gmail.com. I almost lost it, but it's all about let's have some fun in this. The Redskins are complete disasters. We know it. Oh, man. It doesn't get any... Well, it does get worse than the Redskins. But they're at the bottom of the barrel right now. This is... And please thank all our sponsors. Like I said, email me. And we're just going to continue to love the NFL, love the NFC. But we're going to trash teams that deserve to be trashed. And the Redskins deserve to be trashed. This is football!